All right, coming up next on San Antonio Living, I spent some time last week with a bunch of different people here in the San Antonio area, and I'm sharing with you a special series of stories called Homeless in SA. Now, this whole series came about when I was hosting a local event for a local magazine, and you may remember, I've spoken about this before. That's my friend Freya Pruitt. She is the editor of TTW Magazine. We were actually raising money for another cause when Freya introduced me to her latest cause, taking several homeless families in San Antonio and helping them get a new start. And teaching these families how to make that fresh start is a very dedicated woman. You see her there in the video. It's Dr. Gia Edwards. And I wanted to give you a little bit more information about what Dr. Gia Edwards does. Take a look.
I have a ministry called Free World Ministry, and with a Y, Free World Ministry, and I have a program called ASA Expressive, and it's a behavioral modification program. Okay. And what I do is I take people with all of their stuff and all of their habits, and I say, these are healthy, these are unhealthy, and this is where we want to be in the healthy realm.
And Dr. Gia Edwards will tell you it takes time for most of our clients to get to that place.
People aren't trusting when they've gone through things. So to be a behavioral coach is to be their confidant. So I give them tools for them to grab a hold of and redo their behavior.
But to hang with Dr. Gia, you've got to want it. Want to make those behavioral changes and to use those tools.
You see a lot of people, there's a lot of need, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of trauma, and basically they took it and they took the ball and they ran with it. And it's a lot easier to help people who take the ball and run than to get up underneath somebody and try to, you know, push them up from the bottom up.
These are some of Dr. Gia's clients, 3 different families who have 3 things in common. They all spent time in a homeless shelter. They all want to learn how to not repeat the past. And they're all like me and you.
They're hardworking, and they are you and I. They could be anybody. It's homelessness or underhoused is not the guy under the bridge or the female under the bridge. It is people who have lost their jobs and just couldn't get their footing. And I want everyone to know that they are you and I.
Well, after meeting Dr. Gia and meeting those amazing families and talking with them, I decided that I would share their stories right here on San Antonio Living. And while covering them, I found out that there is a very special woman behind these families. Dr. Gia Edwards is joining us here. She's a local pastor and life coach who has made it her mission to help people. And you know Freya Pruitt, she is the editor of TTW Magazine, who really sort of kicked this thing off a couple of months ago when you adopted another cause.
Oh, yeah, another one. Yeah.
You're like cause lady.
Oh, yeah, I'm a cause lady. Yes, get out there and cause something to happen.
Yes, yes. But it is, with you, it's like a chain reaction. I mean, we would not be sitting here today if I wasn't helping you with your other cause, you know? Sure. And from that event, we met Dr. Gia, and then I met these families, and I said, you know what, you deserve to have a second chance and share these stories.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank
absolutely.
you. Thank you. My doll here.
I know. This all came out of an event, and basically you wanted to take these families, you like to say flipping them from death to life.
Amen.
Right?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Well, you take somebody that needs a break that everyone would probably judge in society and give them a chance and say, I'm going to help you. How about I help you? And that night at Lambermont, which was amazing, these, I mean, I had talked to Dr. Gia before, and she told me she was working with these families, and she's amazing with them. I said, well, invite the families to the gala. She's like dead silence on the phone. She said, what a cool idea that is. Okay. And so it was fabulous, because here's the gorgeous Lambermont and all the stuff and the food and the thing, and here comes a Via bus that pulls up to the red carpet. Love it. Gia goes, the families are here, the families are here. So we run out and love on them, and I said, welcome, and come and have some drinks and food and bring your children and go outside. And they didn't know they were going to be flipped.
Yeah.
No.
So Gia, you know, I'm doing my thing for Kennedy Naganga, which, you know, in Mombasa, Kenya. And when we were done with that, I said, Dr. Gia, why don't you bring your families up on stage? And that's how it started.
And from there, we got to this point today. And I want to
Yes.
give our viewers a sneak peek of these families. I want you to see the families that you're going to be meeting here on San Antonio Living throughout the week. Take a look.
No, it's been very hard for them to try and, you know, get all this into their head, what's going on, why we're not home.
My husband and I both lost our jobs on the same day for different reasons from the same location. We lost our home, we lost our vehicle, and so it's like the floor just dropped out from under us.
I was injured on the job. I left a domestic violence situation. My son, being ADHD, is attending a daycare. It can be very, very difficult to try to find a job.
Dr. Gia, tell me real quick why these families in particular are deserving.
Okay, well, I told you this before, and it's that there's a lot of need out there. There are a lot of people that have a lot of problems and have lost their jobs, but there are people that when you give them the tools, they grab a hold of them, they make them theirs, and they do something with it. And for me, that's what these families are about, really.
Absolutely. And these families are taking their tools that they have, but I need a little more tool.
Yes.
And that's where you come in, San Antonio,
Yeah.
because we are going to be taking donations throughout the week to help these families. You'll be learning a little bit more about them every day here on San Antonio Living. If you can do anything, whether it's offer them a job or offer them some guidance, even mentorship, let us know. The information is there on your screen. You can find Dr. Gia at Free World Ministry on Facebook and freeworldministries.com. Also, Freya is featuring these families in her upcoming edition of TTW Magazine. For more information, you can contact her as well.